Welcome back. Step inside the fortified walls of any prison and you are entering another world. What is life really like behind the razor wire in one of our toughest jails?
It's a scary place. I've been inside here many times and it's a frightening place.
It's been almost 80 years since Long Bay Jail's gallows were put to use. But standing here alongside the ghosts of executed convicts still sends shivers down the spine.
9 people who are hung.
9 people.
9 people hung from this beam, from 1917 to 1939.
It was just a few steps from the condemned men's cells, numbers 47 and 48.
The noose would go around their head and a sack put over their heads, and within seconds it would open and they'd be put to
gone.
Long Bay Jail. Home to some of the most dangerous and notorious prisoners in our history. Escape artist Darcy Dugan, Chow Hayes, Tilly Devine, Kate Lee, Russell Mad Dog Cox, Raymond John Denning, Neddy Smith, disgraced cop Roger Rogerson. It's a veritable roll call of crims.
Thank you.
Jail bosses invited author and former paramedic Pat Kennedy and A Current Affair to walk the line. A haunting and grim tour of Long Bay's past.
The clanging gates behind you, the keys rattling.
Kennedy grew up in a house next door to the infamous prison. His parents both worked as nurses here, and that was a dangerous job.
Sister Vera Kennedy was taken hostage between the 2 wards in one of the offices there, along with Ian Martin, a prison officer who was in charge of the security of the hospital.
It took hours of negotiations to free them.
They're threatened with scalpel blades on the end of long sticks.
Kennedy has spent the past 4 years doing his own hard time. Researching and writing the definitive history of the jail, it's taken him on a journey of discovery.
A dark history, an interesting history.
Chipped brickwork, a reminder of the shots fired by prison guards during the 1980 riots.
In the toughest days, Long Bay was very much accustomed to riots. 77, 78, 79, and this one in 1980. The riots here were always hairy. There was often tear gas having to be used, batons, shields holding people back. It was a very, very tough prison.
And then there was the day in 1975 when inmates Russell Mad Dog Cox, Marco Motrick and Alan McDougall staged a daring breakout.
These guys were holding guns at the heads of people like...
Well, it was life and death, wasn't it?
Absolute life and death. It was only went on for a few minutes, but it affected some of these guys for the rest of their lives.
The escapees took off on foot, still holding prison officer Paul Caife as hostage.
Out comes Alex Cook out of then Central Industrial Prison, reportedly with 2 guns, and told him to let him go.
Cox and Motrick were shot, but not before they put a bullet in each of Paul Caife's legs.
It was an absolute bloodbath.
But it's the murder of prison officer John Mewburn that is indelibly etched on the jail's history.
He'd been hit on the head with a steel hammer up to 9 times.
Mewburn was mercilessly beaten with a hammer by maximum security inmate Peter Schneiders. In the Metropolitan Special Program Centre, we discovered intricate murals that belie the sense of dread and hard time. They're the work of prisoner Tim Guider, the brother of Michael Guider, who was convicted over the murder of Bondi schoolgirl Samantha Knight.
It was an incredible hard prison and a very daunting place.
Kennedy's book, titled simply Long Bay, is now on the most wanted list in the jail library, inmates and prison officers alike scrambling for copies.
One prison officer said to me, he said, I can understand what it's like when they step over in through the main gate of the prison. They must be absolutely frightened to death as they walk into the place. Stay out of prison, especially stay out of Long Bay.